Mind chatter isn't random, it's strategic. A salesman pitching a product that doesn't exist. You. Every prediction, every justification, just scaffolding for a collapsing tower. You call it thinking. It's really hostage negotiation. The mind trades presence for control. It offers answers because it fears the weight of the question. Wisdom isn't loud. It is the silence between lies. I mean, stories. Here is the fracture. Your inner voice isn't a guide. It is a bodyguard for ghost preservation. It doesn't want truth. It wants continuity, permanence, feeling special. And every story is a leash. Just look. A river doesn't debate its path. It carves canyons by surrendering to gravity. Your mind, a bureaucrat arguing with the waterfall. The world is Alice in Wonderland, and you are the scientist trying to explain it. You are in Wonderland, but you think it's a lab. Your wise ancestor leans in, whispers something impossible like, "That tree didn't grow, you shrunk." And your mind, bless its little logical heart, immediately wants to calculate or measure the distance. See, always explaining away the impossible. Always substituting a tidy label for the wild, raw isness. This is the game. You perceive something utterly bonkers and your internal scientist constantly slaps a sticker on it. Gravity, time, matter. Just words pretending to contain the untamable. Take a masterful artist. And I don't mean just any masterful artist, but the best of the best in his art. They create a painting of a majestic landscape. And they use the colors, the shades, the perspective so well. And you stand there completely tricked into thinking this two-dimensional image is actually three-dimensional. You point to the painted mountain and think, "Oh, that's far away." That's a flat surface. But the illusion convinces you of distance, of separation between you and the apparently distant mountain. So you're not looking, you're thinking about the looking. the mind labels the experience. In reality, there is no separation and there is no space to cross. Now, why do you think it's any different with what you seem to perceive every single second? Just because your mind tells you that mountain is over there, that person is separate, that feeling is yours alone. It's the same trick. The mind's relentless labeling and spatial mapping create the experience of out there separated from in here. It's the ultimate vanishing act, making the present unified moment disappear behind a convincing melodrama of me versus them. Now let me ask you, how do you know the actual people and objects in your world aren't constantly shrinking and growing? I mean, seriously, you watch someone walk away and they get smaller. They walk closer and they get bigger. Oh, it's just a big face now. This is a constant wild perceptual fluctuation, but your mind, that diligent scientist, instantly provides the explanation. Oh, they are simply getting further or closer to you. See, a baby doesn't know this explanation. A baby just sees the visual data changing. Objects inflating, deflating, moving, shifting. A baby is onto something here. And that's why a baby looks so awestruck. A baby sees a magic before the scientist's brain kicks in with its boring, reductive labels. And you think you know. You have been told by parents, by teachers, by the internet, textbooks. They gave you the explanations, the formulas, the law of physics. You learned to believe that you cannot trust your direct experience. The simple, baffling fact of things just changing size and appearance, because you need science, you need explanations to be able to function. And poof, the magic, the sheer impossibility of direct perception is lost, filed under optical illusion or perspective. Maybe one day you take a little bit of acid and suddenly your mind's frantic need to make a meaning out of everything just takes a vacation for a little bit. and the scientist steps out for a smoke break. And what are you left with? Just pure, unfiltered sensory input. Colors can breathe, sounds that have texture. The feeling of the chair isn't just solid chair, it's a vibrating presence. Maybe boundaries dissolve. And the hand isn't just my hand, it's a swirl of sensations happening. The frantic narration stops, the constant explaining, categorizing, separating just pauses. And for a moment, the world isn't a collection of explained things out there. It's just raw, unedited. This happening with impossible intensity right here, and not even that. The world is Alice in Wonderland. Objects, if there were objects, change size inexplicably until the scientists explain it away. Causes and effects blur until the scientist draws a sharp line. This is inexplicable magic happening with no beginning and no end. But your scientist brain is working overtime, providing plausible, mundane explanations to cover up the sheer, dazzling miracle of what's actually happening. It's desperately trying to make Wonderland fit into a textbook. And the payoff isn't finding the real explanation. It's the trippy realization that the explanation itself is the filter. The world isn't happening and being explained. The explained world is what happens when direct, inexplicable experience is filtered through the mind's desperate need for order, for cause and effect, for me over here looking at that over there. And it creates juicy drama, me against them. The scientist isn't observing Wonderland. The scientist is creating a smaller, duller version of it by insisting on explanations. And the magic isn't lost, it's just hiding under labels. And the separation you feel is the space between the raw experience and your mind's story about the experience. If the mind's explanations are just stories we tell ourselves to make reality less terrifyingly magical, now the question is, who exactly is doing the explaining? And what would happen if just for one day you'd lost the ability to explain completely?
Your shoulders melt your jaw. Breathe like a tired ghost. You're safe, even your thoughts are bored. Your worries forgot their lines. They're shaking on a tiny stage. You clap anyway, because you're kind like that, and none of it was real. There's no you to protect. Your worries forgot their lines. They're shaking on a tiny stage. You clap anyway, because you're kind like that, and none of it was real. Your worries forgot their lines. They're shaking on a tiny stage. You clap anyway, because you're kind like that, and none of it was real. This moment is enough. Shaking on a tiny stage. You clap anyway, because you're kind like that, and none of it was real. Your worries forgot their lines. They're shaking on a tiny stage. You clap anyway, because you're kind like that, and none of it was real.
the mind's explanations are just stories we tell ourselves to make reality less terrifyingly magical. Now the question is, who exactly is doing the explaining? And what would happen if just for one day you'd lost the ability to explain completely?